Morning everyone. Got about half hour or so to hack on this audio issue that I've been messing around with. Where essentially on iOS, particularly on my iPhone, if I use the HTML5 audio tag, there's a delay every time you click play of about a second. It seems to re-download the audio file every time you play the audio, and that's going to cause an issue for me just with user sort of feedback, like responsiveness to clicking a button to play it. And also I'm going to want to sync up an audio track with a video as well that's on the page, and it would just be out of whack if the two play at different times. So I've been messing around with the AudioContext web audio API, and it works out really well. It plays the audio like instantly when you click the button. And yeah, so I'm working on this JS fiddle to show the difference between the audio tag and audio context. And yeah, I'll probably publish that up on Stack Overflow. So today I want to, I guess, set up the example. So it shows the HTML5 audio tag, and then it shows the example of using audio context so people compare the results from both. I'd like to also get like a play and pause button on the screen, not just play, and also not having it like every time you click play it creates a new audio context, and yeah, just like keep stacking up the audio sound, which is currently what's happening. So yeah, just pretty much improving this example. Yeah, alright, so I'm going to get into it and figure it out as I go. This is only my second time streaming, so forgive me if yeah, it's a bit rusty. I'll get better over time. Alright, so I've got some very basic HTML here with actually some stuff in it I don't need anymore, so I'll tidy that up. And my JavaScript, I know nobody was watching yesterday, but most of this script here comes from this open source little project called lowlag.js, which gave all the examples around using audio context. You can also get some good information on using audio context from MDN. Yeah, like there's examples here of how to load in things from the array buffer, from the, what is it? Create buffer source, yeah, goes gets the file. Anyway, they've got an example here as well. Play this. Interestingly though, I press play on this and it's a bit of a delay. So I'm hoping that's just in their audio. But that would be a bad example to really show, but it's got plenty of code here for how to use the API. It's also got the stop in here as well. So I'll make sure I'll be using that today when I want to add like a stop button. Interestingly, the HTML5 audio tag, like it's kind of play and pause, but it seems like this one is like play and like start and stop. And stop, or maybe it stops, and if you don't put in 0 it's like a pause, but if you do put in 0 it takes it back to the very beginning of the audio. I'm not sure on that yet, but I will find out soon enough. Alright, so where to start? I think, yeah, and so here's some of the core functions it's got in here. So yeah, blah blah blah, it knits it. So it loads the sound once. Yeah, at the very beginning here. So we initialize low lag, and then we load in the audio. That does the AJAX request for the audio, and gives it a tag so you can later play it, which we're doing down here in these buttons. But interestingly, with the play functionality, like the stacking issue I talked about before, every time you press play over here, it creates a buffer source. Yeah, so like a brand new source, and then it connects that to the speakers, tells you which sound to play, which comes from our preloaded sounds, and plays it. And so, I'll show you here, but slow it down. But yeah, the sounds keep stacking up on top of each other. Alright. So, what are we going to do first? Alright, let's just make the example look a bit better. Also, I don't need any of this stuff in here. Fix the init first. Alright, so I got rid of some of the parameters you could pass through into it. URL prefix is the only thing. And it's not undefined. Sound URL, empty. Yeah, it's already empty. That's cool. I'm pretty sure I don't need this, but for now, I'm just gonna do that to show you can pass something in. All of these are okay. Alright, so tidying this up. It is kind of a crappy sound. What could I do? I don't necessarily need both sounds in here. I'm just going to keep the second one. The second one's like a audio track from
take the blue
Matrix.
Pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. You take the blue pill.
And then it loops.
The story.
Anyway. Refresh. Whoa. I just killed that. Oops. My bad. To refresh. Alright, so back to the fiddle. Yeah, we only need one audio. Let's just call this audio 1. And call this audio 1. Audio 1. This other one will be nicer later. When I want to put everything into like one channel. Actually, even then, now I'll probably just have 2 buttons to prove it instead of just calling a thing twice. Wonder if that in their example stacked up the playback. Hold on, let's have a look. So this is the original library. So that's the 2 sounds. Nah, it plays them both at once over the top of each other. I'm not going to have any use for that. The original library, I think, is mostly targeted for games development. We might have sound effects, obviously, over the top of each other. For me, it's more about playing media, music or videos, things like that. Alright, so I can get rid of all that. Alright, that's a lot cleaner. Cool. Button value. Right, that's just saying what it's doing. Play. When you do it like this, I don't particularly like inputs. Let's just make this an actual button. Alright, that's a bit better. Maybe I should figure out if I do actually need URL prefix or not. So, I never quite understood what it did. URL prefix. This thing here. URL prefix is only set when called recursively. Save the URL prefix. Not URL prefix, URL prefix. Okay. because low lag sound URL, right, may get overwritten if Chrome async audio context is called. Yeah, I guess the user tries to load more than one sound. Right. Okay, so I guess the point of this is, say if you had like a sound effects folder and a background noises folder, separate paths. I think that's where you pass in the URL prefix. Actually, did they give an example over here? Plux. Right, and then you just say, here's the name of the file, and it just so happens to be in the Plux folder. Yeah. Right, so it makes it a little bit easier instead of needing to specify the folder every time. It's not really needed. Yeah, same directory as the HTML file. Look, I've been trying to just strip it down, so I'm just going to get rid of URL prefix because I'm just going to pass in full URLs every time, and anybody else, they could just pass in, I don't know, lengthy paths, duplicate the paths and everything. It's a bit of a mess, but like if you were to really want that feature, but I don't really need it. Okay. Let's simplify. This search is so annoying. There's nothing, like, it's not auto scrolling to things that I need. Alright, let's just see if we can find it in here. Okay, init config, which means I now have no config. Maybe I should keep it. Loop. Init config, undefined. Blah. What's this message? I don't even need anything. I keep it in case. I've got no config at the moment. Sound URL. That's the other thing I need to get rid of. Alright, nope. If I could get rid of it. Sorry, language. Alright. There's no config for this and that. Loading. Straight up URL. Just URL. Nope. Sound URL. Turn new. Is that really the only place? Surely. 8 of 12. Yeah, this thing's annoying. So, there's the audio context. Got rid of that already. Right, that's where it used to be used. Alright, I think I have got rid of it. Nope. Alright, don't need it. scanning to see if I have missed anything. Seems the search is not good. No, looks good to me. Alright, so now we don't pass in any config. Nice and simple. Init and load. Okay. It's called audio 1. Yep. That all looks good to me. Alright, let's just save that. Cool, now I got a little play button. To avoid potentially needing to refresh my editor, load it over here.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. The story ends. You take the red pill. You stay in wonder.
Alright, cool. Obviously still stacking, but a much simpler example now. Alright, so some other things we're going to want to explain the different areas. Okay, so audio context. What's audio context? Ducks. Call this. Let's call this API. Okay. Sure, just like that, I guess. I don't want to say I want. Right. Audio tag. Target equals blank. And so if we go on, so it's in a new tab. Alright. Then I want to do my audio example. Let's just make it look like this. Use audio context. Oh, that was me seeing if just putting that in there helped anything, but it didn't. Because someone mentioned that that could help. Sure, I mean, I've got jQuery here, so I could do something else with this. Still, I should give this a better name. There we go. And grab something else. Yeah, play, blah, blah. New audio source. What was I doing here? It seems like junk. Right, and then it's out like this. Okay, fair enough. Cool. So an actual audio tag. Let's call this audio tag. Audio element. Context. Alright, so it's going to have controls. I'm going to set it to loop since I'm doing that in my other one. source is fine. I was thinking of putting in preload here. Users not expecting to use it. Sorry, just checking the docs on this around preload. So I guess I set it to auto. Set it in with the auto value, empty string. Yeah, autoplay doesn't work on WebKit on iOS. Yeah, source. Okay. Cool. Set it to auto. Could have obviously made it an empty string as well. But let's do it like that. Okay. Same audio file? No, it's not. Okay, let's make sure these are the same. Cool. And I need a play button for this too. Maybe that might be. Actually, no, we got them in different areas. Just to make sure no one confuses it. I don't want it like that necessarily. What did I have over here? Unclick play, audio 1. Sure. Okay. Now, I kind of just want this file just to be about low lag. I don't really want to mess it up with other stuff. So I think I'll put the audio elements example in here. Let's just keep these a little bit more separate. This one is audio context. Audio element. Cool. All right. Yes, strip out the bits that I don't need. Anything else from there? Right, that's what we're just playing two things. Do that. Yeah, that's whatever I'm passing in. And I'm going to pass in this thing. So just play. It's not very pretty, but sure. Okay. Play audio element. Interesting way to do it. Must have found this code somewhere else. Audio play. Yeah, that'll do it. Let's go controls S so someone can use the controls as well. That all looks decent enough to me. Context. Yep, there. Let's save that. Here. course. Play button. I'm going to put a break on that. It's fine. And the other one. Right, didn't need it. Save. Alright. Nothing.
You take the blue pill.
Yeah, that one works. That one fails. Why? One click. Play audio element. Pass in the name of the audio. It's audio element. The ID is audio element. Go to source. Audio. What did I do over here to make it work? Blah. Play. That's how it works. Play audio.
You take the blue.
Right, it's that. Okay, sure. Add that in. No, I've already got that. What did I not do? Right, that looks pretty identical to me. Play audio 1. Let's take a look at this. Let's make it. Source of null. That's kind of what I suspected. Why did I think this thing had something? We got rid of that. Yeah, I'm just going to change this code. I don't know, it looks a bit weird to me anyway. Alright, yeah, let's just cheat and use jQuery. Alright, so we want this thing. Alright, we got our element. And that. I guess I could keep it with the unclicks. Yeah. Alright. Yes, I could say I think that'll do. Not really sure. So make this global and its function. I'm going to click it. It's going to get that element. It's going to get the first found element, which should just be one of them. That's an identifier of that. Let me play on it. Seems logical. Not switching out the source. Why is it doing that? Oh, because every time I clicked it, I wanted it to start from the beginning. So by taking out the source, that yeah, helped, I guess, get me back to the very beginning. Could have done it more elegantly. Let's just see how this goes. We're starting to run out of time anyway. All right. 17.
You take the blue pill.
Cool.
The story ends.
I keep pressing play.
You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the...
Cool. So that's pretty good. I could set the source to itself, I guess. So I'm trying to prove that when you press play, that there's lag in there. I think I should add a stop button, and that'll do the going back to the very beginning. But I don't think it needs to change out the source either. Although switching the source in and out is one of my key use cases for ultimately for the work that I'm doing. It does its job right now. It plays the thing, so I should just leave it at that. Actually, what? No, not this junk anymore. Goodbye to that. Alright, let's add some stop buttons. Because we don't currently have it. Let's just do it on the audio one. That should be the easiest. Alright, stop. Yeah, we want that to take us back to the very beginning. Now, I wish it was as easy as that, but I don't believe it is. Just bringing this over. Play. Right, that's what I said, right? Play. Play instead of start. Yeah, play. Here's pause. There is no stop. Pause. Pause. Look at the gun playing. I wonder if I can call this with like play 0 for it to start at the very beginning. That's an event. Nope. Doing the event with the method. Events. What's that? Minus controls. Sorry, just looking. We don't have the element methods in here. Addition of tracks. Interesting. We don't have it in here. Okay. HTML5 audio. Okay. Stop. What do they got in here? Yeah, so pretty much doing what I'm doing. Yeah, and stop doesn't work. Pause, current time 0. Right. Pause it, set the current time to 0, they press play. That undoes the pause, and because the current time was 0, it's starting from the beginning. That makes sense. Replace the source with nothing. Best solution for audio streaming. Right. Yeah, that one doesn't sound as nice. Changing the source. Yeah. I mean, changing the source definitely has the effect, but it's not as pretty. That's what I was doing in my other fiddle, so I'm interested to see how this pans out. Right, so pause. Let's reuse that. I guess we could have had a pause, just pause and a stop being like that. Let's do it. Alright, let's see if we have a basic audio player now. That's good. Still going to test it over here. Loaded.
You take the blue pill. The story.
Stop.
You take the blue pill.
Sweet.
You take the blue pill.
Alright, so I actually want to see this now on my phone and just see the behavior and the lag. Sorry, it's going to take me a minute just to type it in. Alright, cool. So, you guys can't see that. There we go. All on there. Alright, so I can't show it to you while I'm doing it, but I'm going to click my play button.
blue pill. The story ends.
Pause.
You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want.
Okay.
You check the
Pause and play works really quickly there. If I go stop and play.
You take the blue pill. You take the blue pill.
Alright, that's cool. Alright, so it's really quick. If you don't reload the source element, go stop again. Yeah, that's going to work out well. Interesting.
You take the blue pill.
Alright, if I actually press on the media, like the audio elements, the UI it normally gives you for playing audio, it will have the delay. So I'm going to press play on that now.
You take the blue pill.
Hold up. Let's reload this. Alright, press play.
You take the blue pill. The story ends.
Okay, so let me just try again.
You take the
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's a little bit interesting. So the audio element doesn't have the delay if you haven't replaced the source of it. So the reason why this all came around for me is I wanted one audio element on the screen, and you would like change out the source. So I've got like a slideshow kind of interface, and as you go to the next slides with the video, there's like a mute and unmute button, but what I want to be able to have happen is you press unmute once, and then as you progress into the slides with the video, it's going to play the audio automatically. Now on mobile, they block you from auto-playing audio, and also I guess it auto-playing. And the user needs to have interacted with the control in some way, from like a touch event or click. And until the user has done that, it's not going to play the audio. The video plays fine, but audio won't. And so one way to get around that is you have one audio control that they interact with once, like clicking the unmute the very first time. And then if you were to switch out the source on that element, then you could just play different audios through that one player, because it's already been given permission to play the audio. It doesn't matter what you're switching in and out of it. So that's the reason why it's a pain for me. Because the alternative, right, is to have every video in the slideshow have its own mute and unmute, or play and stop kind of thing. But if I do that, then the person, every time they get to a new slide, they got to click on that button to hear the audio. It'd be much better for them to just click it once and say, yeah, I want audio to be on as I'm progressing through this. And for them to just get it with each new video they view, and they're like, no, I'm sick of hearing audio, turn it off. It's like a master on-off button for the audio. Yeah, and so to achieve that, there really does need to be one element. And every time you switch out the source for a new source, it's gonna load it again. Like going to this previous example here. So that's exactly what I was doing. I was switching out the source, right? If I went to that fiddle, which I did in yesterday's video, every time I click on play,
You take the blue
and like it loads back to the beginning
story
because I
ends.
switched out the source.
You wake up. You take the blue pill. The story.
But like Audio 3 is a good example where I'm actually switching between Audio 1 and Audio 2. So I press it the first time, plays the audio track for the basketball.
You take the blue pill.
Next time it plays the audio track for the Matrix.
You wake up in your bed and
that's the example that I'm trying to achieve. Because it's one audio player managing different sources coming to it. And every time it gets a new source and plays, even if it's previously played the audio and downloaded it on iOS, it starts from scratch and downloads it again by what it seems, because of the significant delay that it's got. Which would mean every time I went into a new slide and wanted to play it, there's going to be a delay of however long it takes to load the audio before it can start playback. And that's just going to be too jittery for someone on mobile. It's not going to work. Alright. I wonder if I need to change my example. I've kind of run out of time for today, so it's going to have to be tomorrow. But yeah, it's actually interesting. So all of this works totally fine. Playing and pausing, you haven't switched out the source, so it's happy. That lines up with what this other person over here said about yeah, that will make another network request for the audio source file. Now, I wonder if it is. Just gonna inspect this. Actually, I'll bring it up in its own. It's less junk if I find out the frame source. Bear with me. Okay, this one. This one's already taken up all the screen. Let's attach it over there. Not the side I expected, but alright. Okay. Alright, sweet. Mainly just want the network. Yeah, and then it's done. It's already got them. I didn't think I had preload or anything on there. HTML, audio controls, no source on that one, source on that one. Guess it defaults to going and getting them. Let's clear this. Alright, so play. Alright, no one got it when it needed it.
you take the blue pill. You take the blue. You take the blue pill.
Okay. What is that actually doing? Is it like streaming it? Not totally.
You take the blue pill.
The timing
The story
is
ends.
interesting.
You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want.
Not sure.
You take the red pill.
This one. I did set it to preload, which will actually preload. Let's add this time. Because we're on desktop. Let's just see how this one looks. Actually, and they're going to interfere with each other. So there's going to be the XHR request for audio context. It's this one. And then there's the preload of the other one. What's it say about these? Anything? Yeah, it took longer, the XHR. Okay. Press play.
You take the blue pill.
It doesn't need to do
The
it.
story ends. You take the blue pill.
Same with this one.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You take the blue pill. You wake up in your bed. The story ends.
It doesn't
Whatever
need to
you
go
want.
yet.
You wake up in your bed.
to
You take the red
file.
pill. Whatever you want. You stay in Wonderland. You take the red pill.
So yeah, switching out the source. Loaded it again. It seemed even over in Chrome here. Go again. Didn't pull it from cache or anything. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, it still feels like the audio element's not going to do the job for me because of the way that mobile devices require you to interact with the audio element. If I'm trying to push all the same audio tracks into one element, yeah, there's no sort of way that I'm aware of that I can do tracks and then just go, play track 1, play track 7 or whatever, depending where I'm up to. So yeah, switching out the source is the only way to do it, but re-downloading every time is just not gonna work. It's too slow. So yeah, is what it is. Okay, well, what I might do, yeah, alright, so maybe tomorrow what I'll do is add another button called like switch audio, which will toggle between 2 different audio tracks. I'll try and implement the same functionality for the audio context as well, and see how it behaves, network requests and on mobile. And then I'm pretty close to calling it done for this. Oh, and I still obviously want the audio context one to not keep stacking up the audio playback. I just wanted to play one file in one channel. Cool. Alright, well that's it for today. That was fun. Alright, see you guys. Bye.